you, and that is going to be my wrap up for the month of June. I read a total of 9 books, which I'm pretty happy with considering at the beginning of the month, like in the first 2 weeks, I only read like 3 books. I read a lot more in the end of the month just because I had a readathon, and I also just had goals I had to reach. Some of them I didn't, but I was still really happy with getting 9 books read, and I'm ready to talk about 4 of them. So the first book I read in the month was Elegy. I think that's right, Elegy. I always go Elegy, but it's Elegy by Amanda Hocking, and this is the last book in the Wake quartet, and oh my god, what a good conclusion. I think one thing that really stopped me, like I was in a little bit of a slump because of this was so big. It took me forever to read. Like I think it took me like a week and a half to read this book, and I was just like, I don't have time to take so long to read a book. But I really liked where the story went, and all the character development was great. What happened at the end was just like, oh my god, and everything got summed up pretty well, I think. So definitely a good book, and I really love the cover. Like it's really pretty with this chick all like swimming and stuff. Really good book. The next book I read was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, and I loved this so much. I didn't know I would love it so much. Everything about this is so great, and what's really annoying me is I still haven't seen the film. I really want to because I just want to, but it never came to my cinema, which I don't enjoy because like we have most movies, but we are in only a one actual cinema, so it didn't turn up, so I'm gonna have to like wait to the DVD, and it's just like why. Maybe if I go like somewhere where there's another cinema, I might be able to watch it, which would be really cool. But I really love the book. The characters are so great, the story is so good, and again, this was another book that took me quite a bit of time to read because this is also a chunky book that I don't think I was ready for chunky books, so I just had a bit of trouble. But I was also working a lot in the month, so that helped make it a bit hard to read books. But I definitely love this book. Definitely like 2 million trillion, infinite amount of stars for this book. The next book I read was Scent of Magic by Maria V. Schneider, and I was so glad to finish this book because I was like this far in it before I started like a trillion readathons, and I didn't get to finish it, so I finally got back to this. So I felt like I read a lot more because I pretty much only had to read half the book, which was really good. But this story definitely went in a really cool direction. I liked what was happening. It was so good. I didn't like that my main characters were not all together. That was the one thing that annoyed me. I hate it when everyone is all split up and all in different locations, and it's like, you need to be together because I needed togetherness, but it was I really loved this book though. It was so good, so good. Then I read Luxe Beginnings by Jennifer Armentrout, and what was good with this one too is I was like 70, I started this in a readathon as well, and I was like 70 pages off fitting Obsidian, so with this one I was like this far through. So again, this was quite a quick read for me, and it really brought me back into wanting to read like a lot more because this story is so amazing. I love all the characters, the way the story was going, it was so interesting. Oh my god, I actually loved it so much, and I loved Damon. He's my new favourite person in the world, and just and one thing I really love too about like the main character Katie is she's a book blogger, so it's like what I'm doing right now is in this book. And this book is so old, so it was like, it's like what even, I just love it. And I love the face too, got this going. Then I read Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer, and this was just a nice, fun story. Like I really liked the characters and the way the story was written, and it was just a really good idea, like to have like, you know, what do characters do? Like it's a good magical, it's like a good magical book, like wondering like what do the characters do after the book's closed? What do they do after they're happily ever after? It's something I constantly wonder, and I don't ever get the answer about what my characters do after they're happily ever afters, but I just think it was a great book, and I really want to read off the page soon in the future. Then I read Nimona by Noelle Stevenson, and this was so great. Oh my god, this story was actually so adorable, and I really enjoyed it. I had so much fun reading this, and it was a very quick read as well because it is a graphic novel, so it's quite quick to read this. Like I think it only took me 2 hours to read because I really wanted to savor it and look at the pictures and everything. But I definitely enjoyed this, thought it was a great graphic novel. It's really made me want to maybe branch out and maybe buy a few more in the future. So I'm excited. The next book I read was Saving June by Hannah Harrington, and this was a really like good story about like growing up and learning and figuring out life really. And for the main character, like she went through a lot of stuff in this book. Like her sister just committed suicide, her parents divorced. She has really, like, she gets compared to her sister all the time, even in death, because her sister was more of like that everyone praised her sister and they sort of like thought that she was more of a problem, and it still happens with her sister's death, and she just has a lot of problems and have people talking about her, and she really just wanted to be able to like really move on from what happened to her sister and be able to like, you know, not feel guilty about anything. So she goes on this really amazing road trip with her best friend Lainey and this guy Jake, who had a connection with her sister, and they go to scatter her ashes, and it's just a really great story. And she does so many things that she never would have done, and really has so many new experiences, and it's just so good. Then I read Hourglass by Claudia Gray, and this took a turn I did not expect. I was just like, oh my god, what is happening? It was such a good book, but so much was going on, and I was just like, I loved it so much though, and I can't wait to get on to the next one, and that's why I'm excited about that readathon I'm going to do, because I'm going to read it and I'm going to be like, yay, find out what's happening. And look, I can do this face too. Wait. And the last book I read in the month was Taste of Darkness by Marie V. Schneider. So I finished the trilogy, so I'm like, yay! I really feel like I haven't finished many trilogies in series. Like, I tried to read some last month, but I didn't get really that many done. So I hope with the readathon I'm doing, I'll get 2 done, get to the point where I can't really go any further with one and the other one. And there's quite a few other series I really want to try and finish, but I'm really happy about finishing this one. My babies had so much fun in this book. I loved it though. So much was happening. It's such a big book too. I just enjoyed it immensely because everything was happening with the characters. And oh my god, Garrick! I love him, and Balin, and Lauren, and Quain, and Flea, and everyone, and Ride, and oh my god, I love this book so much. It was so good. I loved it. Alright, these are all the books that I've read in this month. I'm very excited about all of them. See, this could have been a book haul pile, but no, it's a red pile because I need to have more of them. I really do. With my 2 TBR picks of the month, I did read Between the Lines, but I didn't get to Never Never quite so much. I was halfway through before the end of the month because on the last day of the month, I went to this like traffic light party that was really fun, but I just didn't have a chance to read the rest of this book, and I'm so disappointed in myself because I didn't finish it. But I've still been having a really enjoyable time reading this, and I'm going to add this book into next month's wrap up, but I still only have a little bit to go, so I'm hoping to read this tonight. Now I feel really bad about this month's Love Heart graphics because I read 9 and I bought 41. I have no self-control. You've probably noticed that there's been a million unboxings and book hauls and unboxings and book hauls, unboxing, book haul, book haul. I got so many books this month, it's not even funny. I need to stop. I'm really going to try and ban myself from reading. I need to be like, don't buy the books because you have so many books. You have like 180 books. So I feel really bad about this. This is the worst one. The worst one was 21. I've added 20 to that now, so it's like, oh. Now to the TBR bin. Shake it up. Really excited. I don't know what I'm going to pick. I hope it's really good. I hope it's some good selections. That one. And that one. So, I'm really nervous but excited. The first book is The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. I'm excited. I really want to read that book because I think it'll be really good. And the second book is Earth and Sky by Megan Crew. So I got 2 really good books to read for the next month. I hope I get to it. I have quite a lot of books I actually have to read because, you know, the goals of readathons and finishing series and doing all this. And I've also joined a few book clubs that have books of the month that they got to read, so I'm excited about that too. But anyway guys, thanks for watching my wrap, and I'll see you soon. Bye!